Well, it's going down today in America. Barcelona is taking on Juventus in the for you, and we're here to bring you how we expect Barcelona to stand and how Xavi is going to shape up with his team in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Remember, Barcelona has so far played 2 games in America. They beat Club America? There is a club they beat by 6 goals to, was it 6 goals to nil? Then they beat Real Madrid via the weekend by 1 goal to nil, scored by Rafinha. But that game was so much mirroring it what Barcelona is going to put up in the La Liga and how much they've changed under Xavi and how many players they really signed in, because it really looked a different Barcelona altogether all in America, in Las Vegas, there for you. Now, Juventus is really having certain problems there for you. Paul Pogba, whom they signed recently on a free transfer from Manchester United, he's having an injury. And it's predicted that 2 months of him being out. This is something I will told people always about Paul Pogba, that my problem with Pogba is one. Pogba is an injury-prone player. He's inconsistent, and he's not so much giving his body enough rest, because if at all you don't want to be getting many injuries in that for you, and to see to it that your body is really in good shape and always recovers a lot, it's always better to go in and really make those rests for your body. Your body needs a rest always. But Paul Pogba, this is not something that doesn't embrace always, and this is why he's undergoing all this. And I would believe that because he has lots of companies and brands to advertise for, so he has a lot of things to do in there for you, appearances, so it makes it really hard for him to really get enough rest. Look at people like Ronaldo. Ronaldo, you rarely see him out in the club. You rarely see him on holiday when the season is done, and he's always with his family in there for you. So he minds what he eats, and he is working for the betterment of his body and fitness in there for you. It will worry you that Paul Pogba, who is 29 years of age, he's getting more injuries than Ronaldo, who is 37 years of age. So it shows you the difference in there for you, that body maintenance in there. We look at Thiago Silva, 38 years of age, playing in the Premier League. He played close to 33 games in the Premier League. When you look at him, he played very many games in there for you. So very many players, all but still trying to push. Even Sergio Busquets, who plays for Barcelona in that central defensive midfield in a single pivot, he's been that kind of player who always gives you what you expect from him in here onto the Rokani Media Football in there for you. So let's get into this game of Barcelona in there for you. But remember, Barcelona is really so much on fire, and they've just gotten done with Jules Koundé. And Jules Koundé on Monday, I think Barcelona is going to be returning. I think Barcelona is returning to Spain, and on Monday they expect Lewandowski and Jules Koundé to be unveiled at Camp Nou that's their stadium, and it's going to be, I think, full stadium, because Lewandowski is one of those legendaries in the game, and Jules Koundé is really one of those. Then they are going in for Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso very soon after bringing in Jules Koundé in there for you. So that's what we can tell you about Barcelona, but Xavi is there in control. Yesterday he held a very big press conference with Lewandowski, and we talked about Barcelona in there for you. Something that we believe that I should come in here and really break you down the team as I expect it to happen and stand as far as Barca is concerned versus Juventus in there for you. Let's go into the predicted lineup of Barcelona versus a team which goes by the names of Juventus in there for you. A system of 4-3-3 that is accustomed to Barcelona for years and years. I've seen it for like 2 decades now. Barcelona has been really playing with a 4-3-3. Mark ter Stegen, obviously, first choice goalkeeper for Barcelona, and this being another big game after playing Real Madrid, you expect Xavi to really go in with his strong side and first choice team of players in there for you. That is ter Stegen. I expect him to start in goal, because Neto has not yet reached a level really benching him off. Then we are having Araujo. Araujo is a central defender, but I think because they gave him a new contract and they promised him enough playing time in there for you, and Xavi is a man who does want to eat his words, I think Barcelona have decided to play him onto that right side. For the 2 games I've seen Barcelona play, Araujo has been playing on the right side. I never know, I don't really know whether even the game of Real Madrid, they played him there because of the pace of Vinicius Jr. and the likes of Serginho Dest couldn't match the pace of Vinicius Jr. But I really believe Araujo is a good central defender, but even at right back, he's not doing bad in there for you. I saw him outpace Rudiger in there for you. He really passed that ball into space and then ran past Rudiger for you, and Rudiger caught him by his shoulder and brought him down. So Araujo is playing in the right back, but we never know, even Sagino Dest might really get in through, but it's always going to be Araujo for me, for you. Then Jordi Alba, left back, as Chelsea plan to bring in Marcus Alonso because they even feel like they are short in positions like the left back and the right back. Obviously, you expect them to start with Jordi Alba, and he's the only viable option available according to me, who's really ready. They might be having another left back who really plays well, but not to the levels of Barcelona and competing for the Champions League. That's why they're wanting Marcus Alonso and Jordi Alba, because they're going to be having very many games. You can't trust Jordi Alba for a full season because injuries disturb him sometimes, and so you need to bring in Marcos Alonso to sometimes act as a backup, and sometimes in big games or small games where Jordi Alba is not yet fit, you bring in Marcos Alonso. It doesn't really mark out that when Marcos Alonso comes in through, Jordi Alba is going to be benched. No, Jordi Alba is the first choice left back for for Barcelona. So even if Marcos Alonso comes in through, I don't expect him to start many games. I expect Jordi Alba to come in through and do the needful. Even Araujo, when Azpilicueta comes in through, he's going to add himself to the central defenders of Barcelona there for you, because I know those deals are going to happen, because those players are left with just 1 year on their contract, and guess what? If they're not sold this year, they're going to go out next year on a free, something that Chelsea wouldn't want. Then we are having Christensen. They got him on a free from Chelsea. He's expected to start on the right side of the central defense. He plays very well alongside Garcia, who plays on the left side of the central defense. Barcelona's rebuild is almost complete, according to me. Jules Koundé has been promised first-team football, so I don't know who's really going to be out. Barcelona is now having how many central defenders? Araujo, Christensen, Garcia, and Gerard Piqué. You get, when you add on Jules Koundé, those are 5. And Xavi told us that Frenkie de Jong has no position in his midfield. He's going to be playing as a central defender. So, you see, close to 6 central defenders at Barca. You don't know how they're really going to do. Some players are going to complain for game time. I really believe it, because I believe he'll trust Gerard Piqué most of the times, because he's been here amid his age, and Jules Koundé, because Jules Koundé is coming in at Barcelona on an assurance from Xavi that is really going to be a first choice centre back. Now, who is going to be benched? I don't know, but obviously Jules Koundé comes in as a starter at the side which goes by names of Barca in there for you. So I really believe that this how Barcelona is going to stand. In a single pivot, Sergio Busquets is going to play to that central defensive midfield role. Either for you, to me, is the best in the world when it comes to playing that position. Has played it for how many years? I think since 2008, when he came in through 2008, and now how many years? Close to 14 years playing that same position perfectly. Age looks like it's not something to matter into his game. It looks like age is just a number, and it's just continuing to let us know that I'm really here to stay and really play this position, and I'm going nowhere. That's why you see the likes of Frenkie de Jong can't even come near to that, and then they bring in Frank Kessie to come in and do that role for Barcelona. Maybe later when Sergio Busquets flies out to America next season in there for you. Then Pedri, obviously in the midfield, is one of the geniuses that I've really seen. The young kids who really impressed in the Euros, played very well last season, and he's really so much fundamental to the Spain team, and that Spanish midfield is really going to be so much reliant on him in there for you. Then Gavi on the right side of Sergio Busquets in there for you, as Pedri plays on the left. But when you look at those two, Pedri and Sergio Busquets, I really have my reservations. None of those is better than Frenkie de Jong. I think they're just trying to frustrate Frenkie de Jong to get out of Barca, but none of those is better than Frenkie de Jong. Amid is there, ceiling being high and being so much talented in there for you, but none of those is really more than Frenkie de Jong. So when you look at that team, you expect the likes of Pedri to start and Gavi plus Sergio Busquets into the midfield three. Obviously, the single pivot is going to be played in by Sergio Busquets, one of the best players I've seen, and he has not yet gotten by the praise once, but he's really good. He's really good. Then Rafinha signed from Leeds at 58 million euros plus add-ons in there for you. He played well in the previous 2 games they played. He has scored in both games, but that goal he scored against Real Madrid, that exquisite take of Ekala into the top left corner was really nice. It was really nice. You get, the only way that ball would have gotten saved out of that goal was that crossbar to play for Barcelona. But if at all it didn't play, then the goal went in, because even the goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, couldn't really get close to that ball because it was taken precisely with precision in there for you. A man who got Rafinha to play onto the left side, on the right side of the forward side. That is like the right forward. He's going to play like a right forward in there for you, though he's inverted. He's an inverted right forward because he plays with the left foot. Even Ousmane Dembele. So the battle is between Rafinha and Ousmane Dembele in there for you, because this man that I'm going to talk about next is untouchable. This man, Ansu Fati. Talk of anything else, Ansu Fati is untouchable. He will play every game provided he's fit, because they see him as their Messi, and they gave him shirt number 10 at Barca. That is a man who goes by the names of Ansu Fati. So Ansu Fati is going to play on the left forward. He's going to play as a left forward as an inverted winger, because he plays with a right foot for you. So that is Ansu Fati. And guess who's leading the line? Is it Lewandowski or Aubameyang? Let's see in here. Obviously, the new signing from a side which goes by names of Bayern Munich, who goes by names of Lewandowski, played very well in the game of Real Madrid. He looked like he had already played some good games with Barcelona, yet that was his first game for Barca. But one thing I noted about him is that he was selfish. He was hungry to score against Real Madrid, because he knows that this is the biggest rivalry in Spanish football, in that El Clasico. And if at all you score into this, you almost make a lot of news. But he was too selfish, was going for shots that were uncalled for. And I think Xavi has a lot of things to do on him to really first settle down and just say, please, let's play the normal game. Goals will come by themselves. You get Rafinha, Ansu Fati, Gavi, and Pedri will go in and create you goals. Please don't go fast like that. So that's my predicted starting 11 of Barca, as they're going to face a side which goes by the names of Juventus in there for you in Dallas. This time they're in Dallas. They flew from Las Vegas and now they are in Dallas. That's where they're going to play this game of football in there for you. But remember, Pogba is out of the Juventus team, so you're going to see the likes of Di Maria. We are going to see which other player? Vlahovic, and very many other players of Juventus in there for you, just to mention but a few. But that is what Barcelona is going to look like, according to me, as they play a side which goes by the names of Juventus in Dallas. So tell me what you think about this game of football, Barca versus Juventus in America. What your predictions are, and who do you think is going to take the day, because it looks like Barca are really on fire. If you watch that El Clasico game, you know that Barca are on fire. Madrid never even had a shot on target. The near they could get on goal, the Paul played for Barcelona, and that it really deflected that ball into the back onto the field. That's what happened. So it was taken by Valverde. It was a very hard shot, but when you look at the way Barcelona defended, they defended very well, and they couldn't let this team in the names of Real Madrid encroach their goal area with threats like those of Vinicius Jr. and very many other players in there for you. So that's the predicted lineup as you see it there, and that's what I had for you right now. I sign out for now. See you later. Rokani David is my name. Rokani Media Football is the channel you guys have been watching us from. Let's wait and see what happens later in the day, and you never know, we might come up with the build-up of this game later, as Juventus names its starting 11 and Barca names its starting 11 too. I'm out for now. See you later.